Vermont Utility Outlook will be valid the rest of today, Tuesday, through next Sunday, July the 12th. We're looking at heat indices this Tuesday afternoon with widely scattered thunderstorm threat into the evening hours. A cold frontal passage will work through during the overnight period with mainly showers. That'll be followed by several days of decent dry project weather. The next thunderstorm risk with the backdoor cold front will arrive roughly next Sunday, the 12th of July. Heat indices will also be on the increase for next weekend as well. But we have the main thunderstorm threat this afternoon, but overall it's not looking like a really bad weather pattern with several days of dry weather in between. So this is our little weather disturbance here that's going to be dropping some precipitation and widely scattered shower and thunderstorm activity across the state of Vermont. This is kind of squirting ahead of the main band, which will be a frontal boundary. That'll be working on through during the overnight period, and not really anticipating much in the way of thunderstorm activity. There could be a couple isolated cells embedded within an area of rain showers that roll through tonight, but even so, we're not really looking at a tremendous amount of precipitation. Generally, accumulated precipitation with both systems through by tomorrow morning, it looks like we're basically talking about under about 4/10 of an inch. So this is nothing to write home about. Our flow is definitely out of the Gulf of Mexico, combining with a little bit of tropical moisture or subtropical moistures off the Atlantic. And you can see here that this is working into Vermont. And this would be the cold front, a very sharp temperature contrast here. Also, we have this upper level system that continues to sort of pinwheel around off to the coast. And so this frontal system working toward that will actually slow down just a little bit, but something we'll have to watch with timing. And looking at the current conditions right now, let's plug in some temperatures here. And temperatures are elevating pretty quickly. You're seeing some 80-degree temperatures already, and it's just a little bit after noon. And this flow will continue to flood in. Dew point temperature is also on the rise, so it's making for heat indices that are a little bit on the warm side. Nothing extreme, but something that is definitely putting a little bit of stress on the power grid. And looking at instability developing this afternoon, you can see we're starting to see some convective available potential energy, some capes, instability, mostly across western Vermont, some parts of the northeast kingdom where the sun was out a little bit quicker. And so it's starting to advect into the region. Let's take a look at the total accumulated precipitation. This is rainfall. This is valid for the next 7 days. And we're talking somewhere between a ½ inch and an inch across Vermont, a little bit over an inch in south central New York, the Albany-Schenectady area. So southern Vermont a little bit more prone to heavier rainfall. Precipitable water, you can see a little bit of an uptick here with that disturbance working in this Tuesday afternoon and evening. That's followed by a little bit of a brief winding down this evening. And then the cold front, which will actually produce much drier air and squeeze out that precipitation. And that suppresses the main areas here in red, which are really high precipitable water. This is where the real tropical juice is going to be across parts of mainly southern New England. But you can see how close it becomes. This is valid Friday morning. Friday's looking at a pretty good day, but then things begin to moisten up just a little bit as we start to see some moisture actually come in from parts of western Canada, of all places, and then kind of squirt into the region. But precipitable water, not especially moist, but something we'll have to watch for potentially heavy shower and thunderstorm activity. Probably not until along about Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. But that's pretty low confidence this far out. This has been fluctuating. Just to give you an idea how much fluctuation. Let's go 12 hours earlier with the European model, and the model shows the differences here. So it's really in flux much past about 6 days at this point. So these are just about the current conditions here at 2 o'clock. You can see a little bit of precipitation working through Vermont. There's your scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. Then a little bit of a break, and things kind of an interlude, and then some more showers roll on through with the front. Looks like tomorrow morning, this is valid roughly, well, this would be precipitation accrued between 8 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can see that things really do dry out considerably, really from the morning. And so just a few scattered leftover showers, much improved weather with some real nice dry conditions here. No precipitation worries as indicated by the European model. We're into, looks like 8 p.m. on Saturday evening now, and you can see that one system passing off to the north. It has a little tail end cold front that could produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, this far out, let's take a look at what the European model showed 12 hours earlier. And you can see there's a lot of changes here. So model trust is pretty low at this point. Accuracy or skill is pretty limited past about 5.5, 6 days. And this is the maximum temperature anomalies, roughly centered right about near normal here, a little warmer to the north and northwest and southeast of the region. And then roughly 3 days later, not a whole lot of change to be shown. Interesting to note that the cool down across the west and a little bit of a weather pattern change starting to take place. Here's a check on the Montpelier hourly temperature, and today's high temperature in the lower 80s, some cases already mid 80s, so this is a little bit warmer than what is indicated here. And then we cool down during the day tomorrow, and very humid conditions, a very sultry night tonight with the passage of that cold front, and then temperatures warm back up into the lower 70s during the day tomorrow. And then a pretty good cool down here at night, and we see the big diurnal ranges in temperature indicating a fairly dry atmosphere. As we get into Sunday, however, we'll start to see an increase in humidity. And then looking at that real quickly, here's our dew point temperatures. Pretty high today, almost up around 70 degrees, so very sultry, steamy conditions. And then those dew point temperatures do crash as that cold front moves on through. We do dry out, some very comfortable, good project weather here. Dew point temperatures, anytime they're in the low to middle 50s, as shown here, it should be a really good day. And those dew point temperatures do creep back up as we get into Sunday. However, not shown here, the European model brings things back up closer to 65 degrees by the time we get into Sunday late in the weekend. And this is the Burlington GFS Ensemble forecast here. So once again, showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, and then things definitely decrease. And we're looking at a stretch of dry weather here until we get into this late weekend, and then from there it's a lot of chatter. And then looking at the temperature anomalies here, you can see your max and min temperatures right on here, about 70 to 75 for highs, and this is again the GFS Ensemble. We're right back, this is probably a little quick, but temperatures indicate that they start to get up into that 80 to 85 realm as we get late in the weekend. Aloft, say approximately 850 millibars, hectopascals, pretty warm conditions aloft, and then we cool back down, and then we gradually warm the temperatures up once again. So any widely scattered showers and thunderstorms will be handled with a sub-alert this afternoon, just a little bit later on, and look for that information forthcoming. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.